Hello and good morning. We are running late today. Had to step out of the house this morning. It's 9:08 a.m. December 14th. Market looking juicy. Big old wick to the downside. Last night played a beautiful short. Well, I played a short at the daily close yesterday, and it took a while to play out, but it hit my take profit, and we're gonna get into it. So what happened yesterday? We were looking at the half an hour and the 4-hour chart the other day, and we were waiting for the 4-hour candles to come into this green block down here below 41k. Sure enough, that happened. I played a couple of longs in here, but unfortunately, when I started the stream yesterday, I had some audio issues, and we missed that trade. We let that thing run out, but I caught this short here last night, and I think I put it in at $43,233 to be exact, and I had a take profit hit on the 38.2% fib, so it obviously went a little bit further than that, and I do have a feeling it's going to come back down into this green range again. So I do think it will come down to this range. And I mean, no promises. Like I said, it could just keep going. There was really no reason for it to come down. There is no reason for it to come down with another rate pause. There's nothing in the news. There's nothing really happening in the narrative that's going to make anybody scared and want to run out of Bitcoin at this point with everything else looking so healthy. Who do we got in the chat? Good morning. Welcome. Hopefully audio and all that jazz is good this morning. I noticed I had a bit of an echo, probably because I just wanted to hear my own music play back in my headphones here. It's probably just getting some bleed into the mic, and hopefully we are not getting that this morning. But yeah, charts are looking good. We're still going to play these fibs. We're going to play these ranges. Got the tunes going. It's going to be kind of relaxed. I'm just going to be watching the charts. I'm just getting into it. I was out this morning, so we hit the take profit, and we're going to look for another trade. I do believe it could be a short if this thing doesn't pop up in the next hour or so. I think the move will be a trickle down. But I'm going to turn the music up for you guys a bit here as I kind of get settled in. Tunes galore. Jay Bakes tunes. The house tune is gone, but that was my first attempt at making house music. I think it was all right. Got some drum and bass here. Been playing with a lot of new types of music, trying to learn new skills and expand my brain power and build those dendrites. We got a little pump happening. $42,758. The 4-hour is making moves after this big wick. So we'll look to retest the 61.8% fib level of this move here at $42,934. So I'll tell you why I took the short last night when everyone thought this thing would keep running, because basically you got to think of it like opposites. If they come out and say everything's clear skies, smooth sailing, and we're going, everything's going to be looking good for another pump up, and we had the half-hour RSI kind of maxed out last night. And like I said, we started to see these patterns in the RSI start to look like distribution patterns as opposed to the accumulation and pumps that we have been seeing. And you can see these distribution patterns, right? And yeah, what was I gonna, getting distracted again? Yeah, anyway, sorry, last night. So the top of this move, when everyone thought it was just going to pump all the way back to 44K, 45K, clear skies ahead, of course, right? But we were maxed out on this RSI. Like, we were right here when the Fed meeting started. We were in here somewhere, and we made a little bit of an attempt to try and keep it up there. But the RSI maxed out. Like, these things kind of have to reset. So you can see it's very extreme now. A lot of volatility in here trying to bring this thing back to square so we can keep going on the weekly and the monthly RSI in a nice long uptrend fashion over the next couple of years here, I think. But 42.7887, so $42,934 going to be the resistance. Now, let's talk about what's going on. What is going on in the narrative? Who's buying Bitcoin now? Who is stacking positions? Who's trying to get access to it? What is BlackRock doing with these ETFs and now this new BK thing that they're trying to introduce? And I believe it is going to be, I don't know if they're going to end up trying to compete against Bitcoin in order to slow it down, but these guys are still the largest holders. U.S. government, Grayscale, things like that. Things like that. We got to make this chart more exciting while I look around here. The 1 minute chart likes to move. Quiet chat, different time this morning. That's all right. We're just trying to learn. Here. We are just trying to learn. Let's get zoomed in on the 1 minute candle so they move. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Charts. There's the next fib. There's the fib on the bottom. We are in the range. This is a 1 minute candle. Let's see if I can sort some other stuff out here. Easier access for banks. Just open this image. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, not much has changed. Going to have to come up with more things to cover. If I'm just sitting here staring and watching for trades myself, it'd be nice when we start getting some people in the chat. We can actually just get some questions going, cover some things. But I don't like trading in the middle. Of these Fibonacci zones. So if I'm not catching a confirmation one way or another, I don't generally like to jump in the middle of a Fibonacci line. Take profit on the 38.2. We like the 38.2. And if we go both directions, if you went Fibonacci with the negative direction as well as placing one the positive direction, the 238.2s actually create a pocket. So if I ran one the other way, that would probably be the bottom or the top of the other 38.2. And that would have been how I create my little golden pockets. But I don't like trading the middle of a Fibonacci, because you just never know one way or the other which way this thing's going to go. Not quite there. We're not quite there. And if we go over to the daily chart, like I said, I'd like to see the daily do the same thing as all the smaller time frame charts have. I should also probably get more skilled at my zoom techniques here. But here, I said yesterday, I believe that we have now established the trading range on the daily. This is bullish consolidation. You know, and everyone just like, well, we hope we stay up here, but it's like everyone's used to watching the 4-hour chart and under for their trades. Okay, but we have to zoom out to see what's going on, at least to the daily, if not further, right? But at least to the daily, so we can get an idea and take a guess at a pattern. You can see I wasn't quite on with this pattern. If I move it, though, to the... And that was it. So that it was just my first point of contact that wasn't really on as far as the daily goes. But you can see I took a swing and a guess. This thing was a bullish pennant. And we went off to the races again when everyone thought it was going to dump at the end of the year there, right? And why do we think that? Because we look at the rest of the finance market, and it is crushing. So here is the SPX. Crushing. All-time highs. New all-time highs. $4,730, right? Or sorry, I think the all-time high was actually... Yeah, sorry, we're not quite there. That was just the previous resistance. So we're almost at all-time highs again. So previous high, $4,800. We're $70 off of that. So that means the SPX has done almost 100% this fucking year. That's fucking nuts. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's just crazy. And everyone thinks it's so bad out there. Everyone's suffering. Everyone's suffering. It's so bad out there. Everything's so expensive, right? But that's because you're buying all the fucking expensive things instead of buying this shit. Well, it was cheap, right? You want to get deals. You want to get Black Friday deals. And like, things go on sale and everybody fucking buys it. Stock market crashes. Everyone's scared. Nobody fucking wants it. Bitcoin crashes, everyone's fucking scared. Nobody wants it. Oh, Bitcoin at 15K? No thanks. Oh, 40K? Oh, Bitcoin's back. Right? Like everyone's, it's a hype now. It's hype. Right? The fuck? You guys, I mean, it just boggles my mind. Why wouldn't you want this shit while it was on sale? Then when Black Friday comes around, buy all the toys you want. Figure it out. Because shit ain't that bad out there. These people are making money hand over fist. 422 days. 422 days. Crazy. This is crazy. Ramble. Yeah, I should have more coffee. I don't really got my ramble on this morning. I'm not quite even through my first cup here. I haven't got my ramble on yet. Turn the music up. Turn the music up. Almost 100% recovery. Just wild. Just wild. Look at this. Look at this flying V here. Inverse head and shoulders. Shoulder. Fucking triple bottom, 4 bottom head. Another shoulder here. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. So Q3 was crazy, man. And like Q4 here hasn't really done much. So Q3 was the big money maker at the end of the year here. And we are going to be coming into the new year and expecting rate cuts. So it's, I don't know. So the whole opposite thing, this is the thing that gets me, is that they told you it was going to be pain and blood and everything else. Well, they've made a ton of money this year. And now we're coming into the election year, the Bitcoin halving, and it's supposed to be a big run, or so everyone thinks, right? But they spent this whole year stacking bags. The ability for them to not control Bitcoin, but sway it when the psychology or the narrative is bad. They have the ability to just create more landslide effect in markets based on the amount of value that they hold, which is why we need to DCA and continue to DCA into Bitcoin so we can, as the people, level out the level of democracy in this market, basically. Yeah. So if you see this doing 100% recovery on the S&P 500, this is insane gains. Netflix with 200% in the last year and a half. There's no reason for Bitcoin to go down. There's no reason. Right? We know now they want this stuff. We know now this stuff is valuable. What is to stop it from doing exactly what every other single market is doing and getting back up to 50, 60K? Right? But it's not going to happen fast. They have stacked their bags in an effort to slow this down. And that's why we're seeing these weird astronomical years of the S&P 500 doing 100% recovery in its market, right? But Grayscale is still the largest holder next to Satoshi Nakamoto of Bitcoin. Why? Right? Why don't they tell you that? Why don't they talk about that? Why doesn't the US government tell you they're filling their bags with Bitcoin? Why don't they tell you that they're the third largest holder of Bitcoin? Why don't they talk about that? Why don't they talk about how dollar cost averaging is what would really benefit you and your family and help you save on groceries? Right? This is why I want to start BBN, because facts are found when you follow the money. And it's funny that everybody wants to fucking talk money. Everyone says, I'm not talking unless the topic is money. And then you bring up money. And people fucking scatter like water bugs. You know? I don't know. It's wild, man. You guys are fucked. BBN. Facts are found when you follow the money. Welcome to BBN. Facts are found when you follow the money. But for real, though, it really is. And it's right here in the charts. You just got to understand the language of the candles. And I try not to, maybe I'm narrow-minded, whatever the case may be. I appreciate my solitude, and I learn more in silence than I ever have listening to other people, right? We need to learn to trust ourselves, believe in ourselves, and trust our instincts. We are fucking bred survivors, right? It's only in the last 100 years or so that's been convenient. Why can't we find books older than 250 years, right? If all our history and everything that we fucking know comes from 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, whatever the case may be, why don't we have access to any fucking books that are older than 220 years old? Like you can't get a Bible that was made pre-1800s. Why? Right? There's a lot of things that they, got rid of or withhold from us for a reason. And it's funny, we see all the and I'll be different than most content creators. Yeah, I'm in the same niche as other people, but I want to be different than other creators, right? I really believe that creativity has been stifled. We are born fucking creators. The only thing is that nobody's original anymore. And we're seeing that now with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first innovation of its kind in cryptocurrency, cryptographic ledgers, and exchanging value and in a decentralized fashion, such as email communication, right? And now everything else is just trying to imitate it and be the same. But Bitcoin, it's really all you need to know. And when you make some money in Bitcoin, you've been in Bitcoin for a while, you're going to play in other markets just because it's a lot of fun, and you can speculate and you can make some money. And why not invest in other small businesses? Because that's what this is, right? But it's decentralized business. It benefits everyone on the network and not just some third party, right? So that's the beauty of this stuff. But anyway, my point on that, creativity, before the last 100 years, and we kind of programmed everybody in the same school and education system, and we kind of we honed in creativity to formulas, and now everybody's just trying to emulate the best person in their niche. So it's like, fuck, dude, you're not Slim Shady. You're not the real Slim Shady. Stop fucking imitating. Just be yourself, man. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if I don't get a following, because I got my fucking Bitcoin. And that's what I'm trying to share, and that's what I'm trying to spread. If you just fucking put some trust into yourself and into a monetary policy that is far superior to anything that we've ever seen, right? The internet allowed people to get their voice out, their opinions out. It gave us more freedom of speech. It gave us the ability to share truth news and get messages out there that weren't shown to us in the mainstream media, right? And now Bitcoin is the truth of finance, in my opinion. It is exposing and allowing us to see what's really been going on in the world of finance and why most people haven't been able to get ahead, and it's only getting worse, right? I mean, it's not getting worse. Times are really good. It's not end of world times if you're watching the candles and not the fucking news, because this is where the truth is. The truth is in here. The truth is in these charts. I promise you that, right? So you can doubt it all you want, but here's 13 years of Bitcoin. Boom. That's it. If I narrow that in, it's going straight the fuck up. It's the fastest growing thing that we've ever seen. And there's no stopping it. They can impede and slow its growth, but you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You're not gonna stop it, right? So they can make these last-ditch efforts to make things look good. Oh, S&P's doing real good. Get in here. You better get in here. Holy shit! Did you see gold? Did you see gold? Gold's taking all-time highs. 2146. Holy fuck, that's actually pretty crazy. 2146, but still, they're gonna fucking make you think that other things are looking good and pretty while they stack their bags full of Bitcoin because it's more valuable than this trash, right? I mean, it's not trash. Gold has utility. It's got many use cases. It's solid. Isn't that something? Look at this fucking cup and handle. But what I told you guys that a few weeks ago when we hit this other peak here. This cup and handle, whew, it's a good sign. That's a good sign for all markets, right? But don't think that they're not going to fucking crash it on you. So the one thing that I noticed in the Fed meeting yesterday, so I don't know if you watched that. So I did the live trading, but I didn't actually show anything from Jerome Powell. But the thing that gets me with this guy, so this is the director of the Federal Reserve or whatever his fucking title is. This guy makes our decisions as far as our money and shit goes. But it's when he's delivering the message, it's like I know that he's reading something for the first fucking time that somebody else fucking wrote, and it's a bunch of fucking garbage. He's making mistakes. It's like if you wrote that, you wouldn't be fumbling over your words and making fucking mistakes like that, in my opinion. But anyways, he says they've done a reasonable job to bring inflation down this year, but nowhere near the amount that they would have liked to. So now we see the projections for next year, and we see all these rate cuts, and we know that a bunch of mortgages are pumping here on Bitcoin. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, we busted that fib there. Let's have what's going back over here. So we cracked that. We were at 42.7, and as soon as it cracked 42.8, told you about these 2s and 8s. This thing started taking off again. So you can see 2s and 8s playing out. So we were at 42.7 when I started the stream, and as soon as it cracked 42.8 there, it popped all the way to $43,100. So the question is, are we going to get that rejection at 43.2, or is it going to break the 43.2, get through this resistance at 43.6, and take the 78.6% Fed blah 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 at $43,714? What do you think is going to happen today? I don't have a chat pulled up because I accidentally closed it, and now it's gone. So, can I get another chat pulled up here? Can I get another chat pulled up? How come I can't get back? I need a helper. I need like an OBS and a YouTube helper in the mornings. It's not my jam, this stuff. Figuring it out. We're learning. We're learning new skills, but I just, like I closed the chat this morning. And I don't know how to get back to it without just, there we go. Without just opening the stream. Stephanie's in the chat. Hopefully she's still here because I had that closed for a minute. So, no, rate will not go down until banks have foreclosed on a few million mortgages. Yeah, that's painful, and that sucks to think about, but that is the reality. And Justin Trudeau, he doesn't fucking care. It doesn't matter. It's the plan is already in effect, and it's got nothing to do with his ugly mug because so few people were literate. Back then it didn't get written down, yeah, but it also allowed for bullshit to get shared as facts. Yes, that is true. A lot of bullshit out there, and the thing now too is like you can find information to back any opinion you have. So that's another reason I have a hard time consuming too much content because everybody's like I said, you can find information to back any opinion you have, to back both sides, right? So everybody's right. Are they not? Right? I don't know. That's, for me, Bitcoin is real. It's the truth. Even if the government created it, they don't want you to know they created it because they want you to believe in it. The government's failed. So even if this was this NSA thing, SHA 256 or whatever it was, basically has the code language of Bitcoin written into it before it was ever implemented, right? So even if this was some government created monetary implementation, they don't want you to know it was them because they need you to trust it. Nobody trusts the government anymore. They've failed us, right? This isn't a fucking democracy we live in. That we need to believe in a real democracy. And to me, that's Bitcoin. So even if they did create it, I don't give a fuck, right? Because they're trying to move forward. Maybe that this is the effort to move forward towards a better society, right? Where we all have equity, equality, right? Who cares who the fuck made it? Can you feel the dendrite growing? I can. My dendrites are growing. Yeah, I've been actually making that habit. Change neural programming in the morning to just help you think a little bit differently. And something as simple as brushing your teeth with your left hand. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. It sounds weird, but for real though. Brush your teeth with your left hand and tell yourself that you love yourself in the morning. Look yourself in the eye, say I love you a few times, and brush your teeth with your left hand. You'll be surprised what that does for you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, big pumps here. Big pumps. So we took the nice short last night. Take profit hit at like 4 a.m. while I was snoozing. I like that. But I do think the daily is going to get back here. Like I said, we've established a trading range here. The resistance at the top between the 78.6% fib and the zero line is going to be $43,714, and the high of $44,729, so a $1,000 range up there. And that's kind of what trading ranges are. You can see even between the fibs, they're about $1,000 until they start to shorten up between the 50 and the 32 here. And that's kind of what creates our golden pocket. And like I said, if I do this now, this is what I would do to find my pocket, is run. Yeah, you can see, I went the other way, but you can see if I run this now, the positive direction, this gives me what I would have called a golden pocket and a good entry. So it came down, that was my take profit area. And it's now played the long right back up to where it was. So we've established this range. They're gonna take profits here as well as accumulate. So they've been taking profits since the top, and actually likely since this move. Really, like I said, I started to witness the 4-hour turn into more of distribution patterns as we approach this top over 39.5. And I said this was going to happen. We'll probably see this blow out of here real quick and high. And now I see a change in the patterns. You can see it yourself. You can see a change in the patterns. This is what it starts to look like when it's distribution. It rounds and rolls over. Schwammy, this thing fucking wrecked $300 million worth of longs. And people think that's a crash. As I know, that was profit taking. $6 billion worth of fucking shorts got wrecked this year because people were betting against Bitcoin. It's like, I don't get that. It's like, if you understand basic economics and the simplest of supply and demand, then you should have only seen up as the direction. But people are used to the pain of these markets from previous years. But it's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. It is true. It is true. Many things are true. And actually, well, it's hard to find too many truths out there. Most of those truths, though, that you want to find, you can find them in silence. So solitude is what's really gotten me to where I am today. And people think solitude is bad. It's weird how we've kind of demonized solitude. But if you read any philosophical literature, look at this fucking thing pumping now. We're all the way back 43,275. Right back to the high where I took the short last night already. Right back to the high. Now, this, to me, 20 minutes left of this. If we can't get above this right now with this 4-hour candle, get above this previous red candle here, then I don't think it's going to do much. And hopefully, like I said, we'll get this daily candle to make the same pattern. So, and this is the other thing too I want people to see, is that these patterns, they generally follow what the previous chart has done. So there's times where I can find a entry or a pattern on the 1-minute chart, and then I'll see it on the 3-minute, and then I'll see it on the 5-minute, and then I'll see it on the 15 and the 30, blah blah blah. And you can make a lot of money that way because the charts repeat themselves. Now, if this 4-hour candle doesn't break this little cup and handle that it has, 4-hour candle, 2 hours and 18 minutes left in this. Oh, that's the 1-hour chart on my other screen. That's why. So 2 hours and 18 minutes left in this 4-hour candle. And it's testing the 60% RSI in a second here. So if this doesn't get over top of these, if this doesn't blow out in the next couple hours here and get back going, then again, like I said, I do believe we'll see this pattern follow itself just as the 4-hour did. So if we look at the 4-hour on this Fibonacci chart, we can see where it rolled over. We can see the RSI where it rolled over, confirmed the breakdown on the 70% RSI, schwammy, down she went. The indicators always have to reset. This is how people are able to make money in trading, because these things go up and down. These ranges are the easiest places to trade and make money. And you can potentially catch the breakout while you're inside of a trade and get those nice big long pumps. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient. And even like I caught a couple of nice trades in here, but I didn't like, it could have been a lot nicer. Had I caught the long from the bottom here and just held on to that the whole way instead of closing at the 38.2, I probably would still just be in the long and not even have played that short, because I'd rather be in a long position with markets the way they are than a short position. But yeah, so 2 hours and 20 minutes to go with this 4-hour candle. And if we don't break this here, again, I think we're going to see these patterns repeat. So that's what I was getting at. We rolled over. We saw the rollover pattern on the RSI. Sure enough, it retested the 70% RSI and broke down. We saw these candles drop all the way to $40,212. Oh, another 200 mark. Oh, bang on that line that I placed from the breakout of the previous ascending bullish pennant. So what do we got? Crash, one bottom, up, down, two bottom, up, down, 3 bottom. Okay, this has happened on every chart up to the 4 hour till now. Now we have the daily, 1 bottom. And maybe you could count this as a second bottom. Maybe. But I'd really like to see the daily fill these wicks and have a solid bottom at the support around 40K. That's what I'd like to see. But I could be dreaming. But this is also why we DCA. So I'm not in a leverage trade right now, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. We DCA'd all damn year and our bags are fat. Well, we DCA'd even in 2022 in the bear run, the bear market, whatever. Bear markets don't exist either, right? Again, let's go back to that 13 years. Why do you want to be like that, Mr. Bitcoin? 13 years, okay? Up and to the right. Tell me where the bear market is in this chart. Okay, here's the history of Bitcoin. Where's the bear market? Tell me where the bear market is on this chart. I don't see it. Bear market. What the fuck is a bear market on this chart? Bear markets are red. Where do you see red? This motherfucker is green. Right? Let's actually switch to the Heikin-Ashis and see how green it actually is. I don't like Heikin-Ashi candles, personally. But everyone likes Heikin-Ashi because it shows you... This gives you the stronger idea. So Heikin-Ashi candles show you what the majority trend is in this. We could go through and count these candles, but that motherfucker looks green to me. So where's the bear market? Please tell me where the bear market is, where it was, where it's been, where it might be in the future. Because I haven't seen it. The only time you lose in Bitcoin is when you sell. So you could just really just DCA and don't put money into Bitcoin that you want to spend. But if you DCA daily, if you're always buying, yes, shorting should be illegal. It really should. And I play shorts. I have been playing shorts because it still is a part of the market, and that's just fucking way it is. But I've said it for the last 2 years on YFH. I do not like shorting, and shorting should be illegal. If the SEC's job is to keep investors safe, why is leverage trading even allowed? Now, I personally like leverage trading because it can blow your wins out of proportion. It can also blow your losses out of proportion. And that's why it's allowed, because they short the market. So everyone's like, oh, we're going to make money. We're going to go up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Well, 90% of New York stock traders are fucking shorters. They're takers, right? That's why they drive around in football field size yachts. These motherfuckers aren't trying to buy shit. They're selling it on you, right? They're dumping it on you because they've been in longer, and that's it. Bitcoin is going to erode that, and it's going to do it slowly, which is why I still take the odds short. I don't really like to push shorts because the idea is that if we are all buying Bitcoin, we all win and they lose. It's stacked for the winners right now, and it will be until we all wise up and start taking money out of their system, and that's a DCA. If you DCA daily, if you're always buying Bitcoin, you can always be selling. So if you buy it constantly and you need something, if the car breaks down or you fucking broke your leg and you couldn't go to work for a week, or whatever the case may be, if you're always buying it, you can always be selling. You don't have to time the fucking market. That's the whole point of Bitcoin, is to slowly erode the monetary policy that we know now. And it's happening. It's happening. We can see it happening. This is $1 trillion. This is $1 trillion right here in 10 years at $1 trillion. Okay, $1.5 trillion in the entire crypto market, but $1 trillion of that is right here. $1 trillion fucking dollars out of the system. This is the revolution. This is the fucking answer, right? They don't give a fuck what you yell about in the streets. They give a fuck about their bags, right? Why do you think they fund both sides of the war? And how can you fucking believe any of that shit when they fund when both sides of the war are funded by the same fucking people? And the fundamental purpose of war is to change society. Like, post-war standards of society will change, right? Are they doing that now? Like, we've been trying to stop communists for fucking how long? Like the Cold War. War never stopped. I don't even think people realize how brutal the Cold War was too. And it hasn't stopped. Like, ain't shit changed. The only thing that's changed and made a real difference is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Right? And now these people are panicking and filling their fucking bags with it. So why wouldn't you want to? Just in case. That's right. It's like for the religious people, it is better to believe in fucking Jesus Christ than it is not to, just in case. Or, just in case. But, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go off on the religious thing. I like certain religions, certain things, but I'm not much of a religious man. I choose to believe in myself and Bitcoin. Good times. Good times. Shorting should be illegal. Yeah, we saw that one. I wonder who else is there. Someone else is out there. Someone else is out there. Look at this thing go. So there goes the high. Zoom in again. Let's zoom in again. There goes the high. Here's the 4 hour. Just creating more wicks. Just creating more wicks. But that's okay. So we got our range. This is another reason I like to just look at the range. I can kind of just zoom in and walk away from my chart. Got it up on the screen. But we popped. We popped. So my short closed. My short closed on its own in my sleep. 38.2% fib. And we bounced right back up. But like I said, I do want to see the daily calm down on this chart again. So you can see the 4 hours done a little bit of bouncing around. And I'd like to see the daily do the same thing in this range that we've kind of established here. But we shall see. Do we retest the highs? It's Thursday today, right? It's Thursday? Yeah. It's Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, we got 2 days left of this week. Will we retest the high? Is that what's happening? Look at this thing. That's nasty. Look at that wick. So we could, you can see the weekly candle did have one real nasty wick like this down here and turned into the old hammer of Thor candle. It sent us back up to the next plateau. So that could happen. That could happen. But like I said, we topped out on indicators. The weekly RSI here itself. It's just such a nice trend, though. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. Seriously, like this RSI above 70 on the weekly, while these Bollinger Bands are still barely open, is unreal. That's unreal. So, yeah, we were targeting 80 to 84%. We topped out at 83% and now only down to 81% on the RSI. So, I mean, the fact it's not just dropping down is a good sign, but what's going to happen? So again, with the rates not changing, there's no reason for it to come down. But because of that, like the leverage that's in the markets this year is fucking nuts because people are starting to pay attention and go, oh, fuck, it's really just that easy to make money? Well, you motherfuckers, right? Well, the jig is up now. So now they got to play games to slow that shit down, right? Now they got to play games to slow that shit down. The S&P doing its recovery, though. That's wild to me. That's wild. But that's why I think that Bitcoin can do it, too. And that looks like 50K for Bitcoin, right? Boxing Week blowout? Who knows? Who knows? But I'd like to see this daily give me another shot at 40K. I'd like to see the daily provide another shot. And you never know. This actually just could be rolling over for the year, too, right? So we had a bearish divergence on the daily. It played out. Bearish divergence here when we have a higher high in the candles and a lower low in the RSI. So bearish divergence. That played out. Back to support. Tested 40K. Seems to be working out. But pretty wicky. Old with Wiki. No sacrifice, no victory with Wiki over here. So we're watching it today. 6 hours left on the daily. 2 hours left on this 4 hour. And that's going to be a tell for me here, is if we can't get above, in the next 2 hours, if we can't get up here testing the 78.6, I do believe we'll come back to the lower range here. So we'll see. We're watching. Anyway, gonna wrap it up. We're almost an hour deep. Thanks for coming in. Be sure to check out the BBN channel. I didn't pull that up today. But starting soon, I'm going to start loading the content on there. But I'm doing some lives here and just putting the old BBN in people's minds. We will be doing the lives over there. Look at this thing. 43.4. So 43.430, I think, was the high yesterday. It's just about there now. 43.376. Looks good. But we'll have a daily close. I will be back later. We will let you know what's going on. Have a good day. Catch you in the next one. Go fuck yourself. Bye.